Okay guys, welcome back. In this exercise we're gonna solving the questions. It says found the first fourth non-zero terms of Maclaurin series. So I'm just put this M, it's Maclaurin series for ln 1 plus x. So we have to solve this equation. And how can we solve this first equation? So the first things we will do, we will take this question, this one, we're gonna call f the x is ln of 1 plus x. This is our function. So having f the x, which is ln 1 plus x. Then to find the Maclaurin series, we have to do this. We're gonna say f0. So x is the one with 0. So we're gonna put where there is x0. So we do ln of 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Ln of 1, we're just gonna have 0. So our f0 to this function is just 0. So what should we do is what? We will do the first derivative. So f the x. What is the derivative? The derivative formula in terms of ln is derivative is to take this derivative divided by the same one without derivative. What I mean is when you have ln of u and then you want to do the derivative, it's just going to be u divided by u. So this, we're just going to have 1 plus x divided by 1 plus x, but this one on top is going to be the derivative. And the derivative of 1 to respect to x is 0. The derivative of 1 of x is just 1 over x plus x. So now this, we can find now f prime 0. So it means what? Where there is x, we're just going to put 0. So we're going to have 1 over 1 plus 0. So we're going to find 1. So f prime 0 is only 1. So now we have to find the prime 2, the derivative 2 times. Why? Because the question has been asking until to 4. So we have to stop where there is 4. So we're going to put x. So guys, now check this notation, 1 over 1 plus x. So this can also be written like 1 plus x, and then you do to power negative 1. What should be now the derivative of this? We're just going to use chain rule. This negative 1 is going to come down, and then we're going to have 1 plus x, and then 1 minus 1 to the chain rule, we have going to have minus 2. So now let's find f prime to respect to 0. So what we can do now there is what? We're going to have negative 1. We open the bracket. This is 1. We put 1. X is 0. And then to power negative 2. So this we're just going to find negative 1. So after finding that, we will do again f3. So we have to derive this 3 times again. So this, the derivative, so negative 2 and negative 1, just going to have 2. And then x, 1 plus x, 2 minus again. So it's just going to have minus 3. And then to find for 0 is 3. So this can be this 2. And then you plug here 0. So you're going to have 2, 1 plus 0 to power minus 3. This is only 2. So we're going to do the fourth one, which is the last one according to this question. So you're going to have x. The derivative, this 2, this negative 3 times this 2. We're only going to have 6. So you're going to have 1 plus x to power 4. And then to solve this, we're just going to have negative 6, 1 plus 0, negative 4, which is negative 6. So now we have been found all the answer. What we do now is what? Now we solve the Maclaurin series. What will be the Maclaurin series? The Maclaurin series now is going to give f the x, what was that function? It was ln 1 plus x. That is our question. So now what we can do, we're just gonna take the face value. The face value we find it was what? This 0. So we're gonna have 0 over 0 factorial x to power 0. And then plus, what is the second value? We found 1. So we're gonna have 1 over 1 factorial x to power 1. And then plus the second value, we found negative. So we're gonna have negative 1 over 2 factorial x to power what? To power 2. And then plus the third value is this one. So we're gonna have 2 over 3 factorial x to power 3. And then the fourth one is this value. We're gonna have minus, which face positive, minus 6 over 4 factorial x to power 4 plus so on. But we will stop here because the question asks only to find the fourth non-zero. So we know already factorial of 0 is 1. So this we're just gonna have 0, 1, and then 1 times 0 we're just gonna have 0. So this we're gonna have 0, and factorial of 1 is 1, x to power 1 we're just gonna have x. So this we're just gonna have minus half factorial of x squared, and then this we're just gonna have 2 over 3 factorial of x3 minus 6x to power 4 factorial plus and so on. But if you want, you can simplify this to become x minus factorial of 2 is still 2, so you're just gonna have 2x to power 2 plus 2 factorial of 3 is just 6x to power 3 minus 6x to power 4 factorial of 4, it means you take 4, 3, 2 until 1. So what is gonna give us? We're gonna have 4 times 3 times 2 and times 1, which is 24. So we're gonna have 24 there plus so on. So now this, if you want, you can simplify again. X minus 2x squared divide by 2 by 2, we're just gonna have plus 1 over 3 x to power 3. So you can simplify 26, and then you also divide that, you're gonna have minus 1 over 4 x to power 4 plus so on. Guys, this is how you should be able to solve this equation. So I believe you all understand now how to do the factorial in terms of using Marx-Lorentz series. Let's solve the second question. Okay guys, in this question, we'll be solving the integration to pi over 3 and divide by pi 4 tan x times x squared dx. So the things I'm gonna tell you before, when you are dealing with those kind of equation, the first things you have to respect, you have to put your calculator in radians. So your calculator must be in what? In radians. And then from there, let's see now how we can approach this kind of question. So how to solve this kind of question? To solve this kind of the question, you will say let tan x to be t. And then you do the derivative both sides. The derivative of tan to respect to x is sec squared x dx equal to dt. So now we realize like at this part, we already have it. And then this is t. So now this integration can be integral of pi over 3 pi over 4 tan x times sec square x dx, which is going to give the integration pi over 3 pi over 4. What is tan? Tan you already say is t. Times this part, this we already say is what? It's just dt. So now this can be now Integration of t is just going to be t squared over 2. We're not going to put plus because we have the limit, and this limit is pi over 3 pi over 4. So guys, make sure this limit, they are not for t. This limit, they are for x. So what you have to do is what you have to make t in terms of x. What is t in terms of x? Is only tan x. So we're going to have tan x, and then the limit is pi over 3 to pi over 4. Now what was asked? It was tan squared over 2. So this now, we're going to substitute this limit where there is x. But remember, we are dealing about the definite integration. So it's up limit minus lower limit. So what we're going to have? We're going to have 1 over 2. I can factorize it. And then I open, I'm going to have tan. And then open, where there is x, I'm going to put pi over 3. And then I put square minus 1 over 2. I open again the bracket, tan, it's going to be pi over 4, and then also squared. So now let's solve this. So guys, now make sure you put your calculator in radians. So if we take tan, we put our calculator in radians, and then we say pi over 3. The answer, we're only going to find square root of 3. And then we square it. So we're just going to have 3. So we're going to have 1 over 2 times 3. So this is only 3. Minus 1 over 2. What is this? That is only 1. So we're going to have 1 squared. So therefore, we're going to have 3 over 2 minus 1 over 2. So we can solve this now, right? 3 minus 1 is 2. Divide by 2, the answer is 1. That is how easier it is. So the answer is 1. But we can solve this question also in another way. I'm not going to solve it. This is a challenge for you. I'm just going to direct you how you can do that. So we have, from here we say, let's turn x to be t. So from here we can take this value, we put here. And then we take another, this one, we put this one. So now the limit is going to be in terms of t. And then from there, you don't have to substitute again tan. You're just going to be, when you find t squared over 2, you're just going to plug the new limit you're going to have. So you should be also able to find 1. Thank you, guys. I'm going to solve another question. So guys, we're given this question. It's exercise 10.8. We have x or y equal to 16, y equal to 0, x equal to 2, and x equal to 8. And then they ask to find this area. It's kind of area. So how to solve this is what? To solve this, what you will do is what? We can solve this in 2 ways. So we can solve the integration to respect to y. We can solve the integration to respect to x. We're still going to find the same answer. Let's see how this can be solved. So that one, we first going to have xy equal to 16. And then I solve for y. So y is just going to give us 16 over x. So now, to solve this, y is going to give the integration of what? Of 16 over x. And what is the limit when we are doing about x? The limit, they are 8, and then 2, and then dx. So this is our integration. So we know that 16 is a constant, is a number, it's going to go out. So we're just going to left with the integral of 8 to 1 over x dx. So now from here, we know like what is the integration of 1 over x? The integration of 1 over x is just ln. So we're going to have 6, and then we're going to put what? Ln of x. So, and the limit is going to 8 and to 2. So now what we do now from here, we're going to have 16 ln. I'm just going to factorize that 16. I'm going to plug this 8 where there is x. And I'm subtract again the same ln where I put now 2. So guys, remember in the first video, I explain you, or in the same lesson, I explain you how can we do the lean things. So I'm just gonna simplify again. I say when you have ln of A minus ln of B, this is just ln of A divided by B. So when you have ln of A times B, this is just ln of A plus ln of B. So it means even you have this, is the same thing to that one. So now what can we have? So from here we are there. So we're just gonna have 16 ln of 8 divided by 2. So now what is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So the answer now is going to be 16 ln of 4. So this is how you should be solving this kind of question. But can I check, if you don't want to do that, you can also solve that things. So you can also solve this integration, and then you're still going to find the same result. How can we solve? I'm not going to solve, I'm just going to explain, use your challenge, and then you guys let me know if you're going to find also 16 ln of 4. So what you can do is what? From here you can solve x. So this is just going to be x is 16 over y. Now, how many limits we have? We've given already one limit for, which is 0. So we can find another one by taking these two, and then we plug where there is x, we solve y. And then that limit is going to be exactly what we are looking for. So please guys, do that and then share the video or text me on WhatsApp, email me, and then from there we see if there is any clarity about it. So this is how you're going to reply those kind of the question. Yeah, so I believe everyone now understand how to solve kind of integral. So let's solve the next one. So hello guys, this is our question 10.9. We're gonna solve the integration to 9 to 1 ln of x dx, where n is 4. So the reason why we're given the value of n to become 4 is because we are not, I never explained how to solve this integration by using by part integration. So you can solve this integration also by part, and you're still gonna find the same result. But in this video, I'm really gonna be focused how can you solve this integration using the trapeze rule or the Samson rule. So how we can solve this equation. So to solve this equation, the first things we are given, we're first gonna check the limit we have. The higher limit, which is the upper limit, is 9, and the lower one, which is 9. So from there, what we have to do, we have to find the thickness. The thickness value, which is delta x. Delta x, the formula is what? Is b minus a, we divide by n. So we already this is our b, this is our a, and we're given, so we can solve the x. So we're just gonna have 9 minus 1 over 4, which is 2. So now we find the value of 2, which is dx. So now after finding the x, what next now we have to do? So we just found the x. So this is our thickness. So what we can do now, we're just gonna make a line. So I'm gonna make this is a line. Remember in your textbook, this equation, it might be written in terms of the box. But in this one, this is still the same. I'm just gonna clarify and to give you every meaning of what I'm saying. So the first limit you were given is 1, and it stop until to 9. But you have now the thickness of 2. So now what you will do is what to take 2 plus 1 is how much? We have 3. So 3 plus these 2, you take this 3 and this 2, we're just gonna have 5. You take this 5 plus this 2, you're gonna have 7. And if you take 7 plus 2, you're gonna find 9. So it's gonna stop there. So now, in your textbook, you have been see they already put this notation, which is lambda. So lambda, the meaning of lambda is a coefficient of the trapeze rule. So let me just write down the formula of trapeze. This is a formula of The formula of Samson rules is Sn, which is Samson. This n is where you're gonna stop your thing. So we're gonna have the thickness, which is dx. We divide this by 3, and then we're gonna have the f1 plus 4 f3. So we can put like a 2, but in terms of this equation we are doing, what is f1? F1 is 1. So what is the number we're gonna put is 3. So we're gonna have this 3. So plus again, we're gonna put 2f5. We're gonna put f5 there, and then we're gonna put plus 4f. What is the number? It's 7. And then plus the last number, just gonna have the coefficient of 9. That's why in your textbook, you are seeing this value I'm gonna say. You see in your textbook, you see this value. They will say the value of lambda is 1, like a 1, 4, 2, 4, and 1. So guys, this you have to memorize this value. That's this, it's 1 from here, 4, 2, 4. Those, they are from the formula of Simpson rule. So you guys, you have to make sure and then you understand them. They didn't put this stuff like from nowhere. So those values, they came from this formula. But this number between there, it's from what you were given to the question. So the only things can have a variation is this 1 can be a variation, 3 can be a variation, 5 and 7 and so on. But this coefficient of 1, 4, 2, 4, so on, because this formula actually is continue, it's so on. But from this equation, we're just gonna stop where we were given the information. So now, how we can solve now is what? To solve this, we're gonna make sure what is our f the x. Our f the x in the equation is f is what? Is ln of x. So if you don't wanna call this, you can also say y is just ln of x. So now what should we do now is what? So we have to find, like according to the question. So we have to solve, we put this one where there is this one. So it means what? We can create a table. That table is f the x to what? To ln of x. So now what I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put f the x there, and then I do this. I'm gonna put ln of x. So how many we're gonna have? We're gonna have for 1, for 2, for 3, 5, 7, and 9. So because we're given 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So now what is the ln of 1? Ln of 1 is what? Is 0. What is ln of 3? So ln of 3, you will take your calculator, you put ln of 3. It can be 1,099. And what is the ln of 5? Ln of 5 is 1,609. What is ln of 7? Is 1,946. And what is ln of 9? Is 2,197. So now this is the ln you guys you are seeing for what? For the function of the x. This is the ln when you substitute the value we're given from the interval. So now we have everything. We can solve the things. We can solve this equation. So we're gonna say Sn, which is the sum, because the integration is the sum. So which is the sum until to 4. Why to 4? Because the n we're given is 4. So now what we gonna have? We're gonna have that one. Following this formula, what's dx? Dx we already given, which is 2. So we're gonna have 2 divided by 3 from the formula. And then we put everything. What does everything? Those number we have. What is f of 1? Is 0. So it's gonna be 0 plus 4 times what? Times 1.099. So again, you're gonna have plus 2 times ln of 5 is what? Ln of 5 is 1.609 plus what again? 4. Ln of 7 is what? 1.946 plus 2.197, and then you close the bracket. So if you take your calculator, everything like this, you should be able to find the answer of 35.19 divided by 3. So this value inside there, if you add them, you're gonna find something like 17.595. And then you take this, you multiply by 2, you're gonna find 35.19. And then 19 divided by 3, the answer is 11.73. So if you want to check this answer, you can also using by part integration, but I'm also going to explain you how to use by part integration. But for so long, this is how you can solve this integration using Samson's rule. So this is a Samson's formula, and then we just use and then to solve that equation. So we find 11.73. It's an approximative answer. Yeah. So if now you want another method, another things I'm just gonna tell you guys, you're still gonna find the same result. So let's see how you can find the same result. The same question, we are not gonna use the by part integration. We're just gonna use the same formula, but you can simplify this formula. How can we simplify this formula? Instead of writing F1, F3, F whatever, what we just gonna do is what? We can add, we will do what? I'm gonna use this paper from here, the same integration. Let's see how you can do. So what you can do, it was 9 and 1 and ln of x dx. So what you can use, this is your challenge, and then let me know the answer you're gonna find. The same answer you can say S4 is what? Is gonna be the thickness divided by 2, and then you open, you say your face, I'm gonna explain what is I mean by face, plus your last, plus 2 multiplied by all those things you have, like F5, F7, like plus, so on. And then you close. Okay guys, I'm gonna now explain you what is the thickness, because this thickness is not gonna be the same we did, even we've given n to become 4. No, we're not gonna take like I will say like no, this is gonna be that. No, this is your first challenge you guys you're gonna do. What you will do basically is what? You're gonna take this number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 9, right? So if you check here in those numbers there, the interval between all of this is 1. So if we take 1 plus this one, we find this 2. 1 plus this 2, we find 3. So this delta x is going to give us what? 1. So we're going to have 1 divided by what? By 2. So this is your homework you will do, and then give me the same answer, 11.70 something like this. It might not be 73, it might have 71, approximately the same result. So now what you guys will do, what is the face? What is face? Face is gonna be this. So what is gonna be ln of 1? So you're gonna have 0. And then this ln of this number, we already found it was 2. It was almost like we said 2. If you take that, we said it was 2.197 plus, now you say 2 open, you take the ln of 2, you put the answer there, plus the ln of 3 until the ln of 8. If you add and then you find the calculation, you must find the same answer. So this is your challenge, right? Send it to me, and then I will see how you guys you make it. Let's move to another question. Okay guys, let's see how we can solve this integration, exercise 10.7 key 5. So to solve that integration, so what you guys you will do, you will first gonna repeat this. You say integration of 4, 0, which is gonna have 8 minus x times x half. You just write this in another form. The square root is x 1 over 2, and then you want to close, you're going to say dx. So now from there, you will say integral of 4, 0, x minus, you add, since these they are times, x to power 1 times x half you're just gonna have x to power 3 over 2, and then this is the x. So now from here you can do the integration. What is the integration of 8 to respect to x? We're just gonna have 8x minus, what is the integration of x 3 divided by 2? Just gonna have x 5 divided by 2, again 5 divided by 2, and the limit is what? Is 4 times 0. Someone may ask this, how did I find this? It's very easy. So we use the definition of limit of integration. I'm gonna put here, I'm gonna use the pen red, attention. So this is your attention. When you have integration of u to power n du, so this is u n plus 1 over n plus 1. So what is this n there? Is a power. So the power is 3 over 2. So take 3 over 2 plus 1, you're going to find 5 over 2. So you take it again there. That is exactly what I did there. So now from here, we can just arrange bits. So we have x. This is minus 2 over 5. And then so this is square root of x to power 5. And then the limit is what? Is 4 to 0. So what we're going to have here, we're going to have 8 times 4 minus 2 over 5 square root of 4 to power 5, and then we close the bracket, minus 8 times 0 minus 2 over 5 square root of 0 to power 5, and then we close. So what we're going to have here, this part is just going to be 0. We're only going to focus about this part. And focusing about that part, if you want to use this step by step, you take 8 times 4 is 32 minus 2 over 5. And then this square root of this number, you're just going to have what? You're going to have 32. So it's going to give us 32. So 32 times 2 is going to 32 minus, so we're going to have 64, 5. So can we add everything there? We're just going to have, you take this 5, you times by this number, you're going to have 160 minus, so 64 divided by 5. So if you take this 160 minus 64 divided by 5 is 96 over 5. So this is your answer. If you want to take it in decimal, is approximately to 19.2. So that is the final answer. I believe you guys, you understand. Let's do another question. Okay guys, so let's see how we can solve that integration. Is question 9. And then the integration is 9 to 4, 3x plus 2 square root of x plus 1 divided by square root of x dx. So what I will do there, I'm gonna write again integral of 9 over 4, 3x divided by square root of x plus 2 square root of x divided by square root of x plus 1 divided by square root of x, and everything is the x. So I just divide this equation by what? Both sides by square root of x. Square root of x, square root of x, square root of x. This and that one, they have the same notation. And then I will write again integral of 9 to 4. So now this is 3x. What is the square root of x? In another notation is x to power 1 divided by 2. Plus, but we see like this, they are the same, so they can cancel. So this can cancel, and then that one can cancel. We only left with what? 2 plus 1 over x half, like this. And then so this we say dx. So now what we do is what? We can take that, the denominator, we put it to the numerator. So we're just gonna have 3x times x 1 over 2. Now it's gonna be negative because it was on the bottom, we put it on top. So this 2 is still gonna remain 2 plus x 1 minus 1 over 2, and everything dx. So before we do the integration, we first simplify the equation. So here we can also find, so we're just gonna have 3x 1 over 2 plus 2 plus x like this, and then everything like this. Please don't add this. You can't add them. This is positive and this is negative. You can't add them. So now this you're just gonna have now the integration of this using that formula I told you guys. We're just gonna have 3, and then you're gonna have x to power 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. The integration of 2 to respect to x is just 2x. This one, the integration, we're just gonna have plus like x positive divide again by x positive, and we're not gonna put c because we have the limit. That is our limit. So therefore we're gonna have this number can cancel with this number. So this 2 is going on top. So you're gonna have 2 square root of x to power 3 plus 2x. So these 2 can go on top. We're just gonna have plus 2 square root of x. And then this, the limit is 9 to 4. So now this, we're just gonna write now this. I'm just gonna put here because of the space. So I'm gonna come here, equal. So we're gonna have 2x, we put 9. So you're gonna have 9 to power 3 plus 2 times 9 plus 2 times square root of 9. We close the bracket, and then we say negative minus, and then we're gonna put the same equation. Now we're gonna put 4. So you're gonna have 2 square root of 4 to power 3 plus 2 times 4 plus 2 square root of 4, and then we close the bracket. So now this how the answer is gonna be. So guys, remember the formula of this is what when you have integral of b over a f the x dx, this the answer is just gonna be b minus a, but b and a, they are depending of x, so you have to put them where there is x. So now this, doing this, if you take now 2 square root of 9 to power 3 plus 2, 18. So this part, if you take your calculator, you have to find 78. And if you take that part in your calculator, you have to find 28. But there is a negative there, it's gonna be negative 28. And if you do the difference between of those numbers, you must have 50. So this is how you have to solve this integration. So I believe everyone is clear now. You understand more enough how you can do the integration. So this is how you guys you have to solve this integration. So let's do another problem, and then we see if you have any question. Okay guys, so that is another integration. So it's question 21. So we'll be solving integration to pi over 2 0 sine theta plus cos theta. So what we do is what? I'm just gonna do, when you have a sign can be positive or negative, so you're allowed to put each one in on integration. What I mean is you can write integration of pi over 2 0, and then you left sine theta, you put the theta, plus integral of pi over 2 0 cos theta d theta. That is what I mean there. So guys, remember I told you, like always, when you are dealing with cos and sine, and then you see your limit in terms of pi, so your calculator must be in what? In radians. So don't leave your calculator in degrees, because you're not gonna find the same answer unless you change this pi in degrees, and then you leave your calculator from there, you're gonna find. So you might ask the relationship. There is a relationship if you don't know. So you can say degree over 180 is radians over pi. If there is another unit, it's great, divide by 200. So this can help you to change. So when you have pi over 2, you're just gonna put pi over 2, which is your radians, and then you can solve for degrees, and then you leave your calculator in degrees. So there the answer is gonna be the same. But here I'm gonna use my calculator in radians. I will also tell you guys, put your calculator in radians so that you don't have to do this work. So what you will do is, the integration of sine is just the opposite. So which is gonna be the negative cos theta. And then the integration of cos is also its opposite. It's just gonna be plus sine theta. And then so this, the limit is going to what? The limit is going to pi over 2, 0. So now what we can do is just taking this pile, we're gonna have minus cos pi over 2 plus sine pi over 2. We close the bracket, we say what? Negative. And then we're gonna have negative cos 0 plus sine of 0, and then we close that bracket. So what is the cos of pi over 2 in radians? Is just gonna have 0. So we're gonna have this side, this answer is 0. Sine, we're just gonna find plus 1, so that is just the one give us 1. So there is a negative, I can close the bracket, I put the negative. Cos of 0 is 1, but we have 1 there on front, you're gonna have minus 1. Sine of 0 is 0, so we're gonna have them. So we're just gonna have 0 plus 1 is 1. Minus 1 plus 0 is minus 1, but there is another minus, so we're gonna have plus 1. So the answer now is 2. So that is how you have to solve this integration. So you can solve it even in 1 minute. That's the easier one, right? So let's see another question. So another question, we're gonna be solve this equation. So is a question 10.6 in question 12. So integration of sine 2 theta plus divide by 1 plus sine square theta. So what you can do this also is what? Before, you see here you have double angle, but here you don't have a double angle. And guys, be careful, this is not even Pythagoras theorem. Either if there was a negative, yes, so this could be a Pythagoras theorem. So what we will do is what? We will do this. So what is sine of 2 theta? Sine of 2 theta, this is what? Is 2 cos theta sine theta. So this is this formula. So now this is mean what? I'm gonna repeat this integration. Integration of sine theta divided by 1 plus sine square theta d theta, which now is just gonna be, what is sine theta? Sine theta is, we already say, is 2 cos theta sine theta divide by 1 plus sine square theta d theta. So now from there, we will say let 1 plus sine theta to be t. So now what is the derivative of 1 to respect to theta is 0. Now check here, we're gonna use a chain rule formula. It means what? This 2 is going to come down, and then we take sine theta is the one that's gonna be derivative, and then we take sine theta 2 minus 1, and then equal that side, we're just gonna have dt, right? Because we are doing the derivative to respect to that t. So what is the derivative of sine? Is cos. So we're just gonna have 2 cos theta. What is 2 minus 1 is 1. So times sine theta d theta equal to dt. So therefore this integration now can become integral. What is 2 cos sine theta? It's just dt. So we're gonna put the dt and then divide. What is 1 plus 1 sine theta? We already say is t. So we're gonna have t. So therefore we're gonna have, what is this integral? If you wanna, you can also write it in this form, t times dt. So here we have 1 over t. The answer is ln absolute value of t, and then we say plus c. Why plus c? Because the integration doesn't have the limit. So we have to put plus c. So therefore now we're not gonna stop here. Most of you guys, you always stop the integration here. So when you stop from here and I'm marking, I'm gonna give you 0. So because y0, the integration is the when the answer of your integration, when you derive that, you have to find the function. But if you derive this in terms of x is 0. So that's why this you have to make it in terms of what? You put in terms of theta. What was t in terms of theta? It's 1 plus sine squared theta. So the final answer now is gonna be ln, you open your bracket, 1 plus sine squared theta, and then you close your bracket plus c. This is your final answer to this one. So it's so very easier. So I believe everyone really understand how easier the question was. So in 7 minutes, and then we solve 2 questions. And just because I make some clarity, so in 7 minutes you can solve even 10 questions, right? So let's see the last question. Okay guys, so let's see how we can solve this integration. Integration question is 15. Integration of 0, 8, 0, 6, x square root of 1 minus x squared. So we're given the limit. So how we do for the first time to solve this integration? What I'm going to do for the first time to solve, we first gonna rewrite this integration like this. So this is the integral of 0.8, 0.6. I open the bracket, 1 minus x squared to power 1 over 2, and then take x dx. So there is not anything I change. I just write this in this form, and then take this x I put there. So remember, when we are talking about multiplication, there is what we call commutativity. Commutativity, it means, let me use this color. Commutativities mean a times b is the same to b times a. If you take this in algebra, you say this is 3 and then 2. 3 times 2 is 6, is the same things to 2 times 3 is 6. So is commutativity. So this is exactly what I just write them. So now how can we do this equation? We're gonna solve 2 ways. So we're gonna solve the first ways. So I can call first method. So this is first method. The first method, what I'm going to do is what? I'm gonna let 1 minus x squared to become t. And the derivative of this one is 0. Derivative of this one, negative 2x dx equal to dt. Now I'm gonna solve x dx, it's just gonna give minus dt divided by 2. So now this integral from there, I can use this color. So it's like you are there. Now you're gonna put equal there. You're gonna have integral of 0.8, and this side you're gonna have 0.6. So now what is this? We just already say is t. So it's gonna be t 1/2 times x dx. You already call it is what? Is that answer, which is negative dt over 2. So that is a number, it can go out. So you're gonna have negative 1 over 2 integral of 0.8, 0.6, and we left with t 1 over 2 dt. So what is the integration of that? The integration of this is just gonna be negative 1 over 2. Using that formula I told you, we should find t, and then it's gonna be 3 to power 2, and then here 3 to power 2. And then we're not gonna put c because you have the limit with 0.8 and 0.6. Guys, be careful. These limits were given in terms of what? Of x. So I can just put there in terms of what? Of x, so that you guys you can see. So we're gonna have minus. So these two, if you want, these two can cancel with these two. So here we're just gonna left with minus 3. And then what is the notation of this one? Is square root of t to power 3. And the limit is still 0.8 in terms of x. So now, what should we give this? So this now can be, I can use the equal. So So I'm gonna have minus 3. What is t? T we already say is what? Is 1 minus x squared. So this is gonna be now to power 3. Where was t? T was there. So now this, the limit now is 0 0.8 and 0 0.6. So what you guys you will do now is what? Just you put negative 3. So and then you open your bracket. So you're gonna have 1 minus 0 0.8 squared and then everything to power 3 minus 1 minus 0 0.86 to power 2 and then you open your bracket 3 and then you close. So if you take your calculator, you should be able to find 37 over 375. So this is how this question can be solved. So like I believe everything is clear in this question. So maybe some things. What should just say? I wrote this equation in different way, but they have the same meaning. And then from there, I'll select this part, the inner function, to become t. And then after 2, I do the derivative both sides. This side, I do the derivative to respect to x, derivative to t. That is exactly where I found this one. And I just let you know, like at this limit, they are not for t. Because if they were for t, the question is supposed to stop here. We're not going to do that. And then that is what I said. This question you can solve in 2 ways. Then let's see. You just guys memorize this answer. 37 over 375. So let's see if we gonna find using the second ways. So the second ways and the first one, they are quite the same. The only problem and the only difference, we're just gonna do what we call the base change. We're gonna change the limit. So this was 1 minus x squared, and we say x dx, and then it was 1 over 2. So now, after doing that, what you will do now is what? So let me just write again. So this 0 0.8 and 0 0.6, 1 minus x squared, 1 over 2, x dx. So now, what can we say now from there? We will say we're gonna use this one. Let 1 minus x squared be t. So now from there, we're not first gonna solve the question. What you will do from there is what? We have to find the upper limit in terms of t. So we have to find the upper limit in terms of t. What was the value of x? The upper limit was 0.8. So we're gonna solve t. So t is gonna be 1 minus 0.86 squared. So if you take this on your calculator, 1 minus 0.8 cubed, you're gonna find 0.36. This is the upper limit to respect to t. And then we're gonna also find the lower limit. Lower limit to in terms of t. So we gonna have t is now 1 minus 0.6 squared. So if you want to just put the bracket. So now taking that one, 0.6, we find 0.64. So now these are the new limit. So now therefore this integration can be now become like this. Integration, what is the limit now? The limit is 0.36 and here we have 0.64. What is 1 minus x squared? We already say is t. So we're gonna put t to power 1 over 2 and then times. So remember the derivative of this, so we found it. If you want, I can also do again. Derivative of 1 to respect to x is 0. The derivative of x, we're just gonna have minus x dx equal to dt. So we have minus 2 there. And we divide both sides by negative 2. So it's going to cancel. So x dx is just dt divided by negative 2. So this is exactly going to put a dt divided by negative 2. So this is a number it can go out. So we're going to have minus 1 over 2 and integral of t 1/2 dt and then 0.36 0.64. So now this, with the integration of that one, we say we're going to have 1 over 2. The integration of this one we say is 3 over 2. And then here we say also is 3 over 2 like this. So the limit is what now? Is 0.36 and 0.64. So this now is going to give, so this 2 is going to cancel with this. We're only going to left with 1 over 3. And then this, it can also be writing like t to power 3. The limit is 0.36, 0.64. So now this can be minus 1 over 3. So we're going to open the bracket, square root t, we're going to have 0.36 to power what? To power 3 minus square root of 0.64 to power 3. And we close. So let's see if we're going to find. Minus 1 over 3. We open the bracket, we say square root of 0.36 to power 3. So minus square root of 0.64 to power 3. And then we close the bracket. So I found 37.375. So if you guys, you see, this is the answer. If you see, you can also compare to the last question we did. So this was the last one we did. I mean, the first method we did, we found this, and the second one, we found this one. So this one, we can say second method. You just change what? You change your limit. That's the only difference. But the same process is the same. So this was the first one. So if you see, this was the first method and we end up with this result. And when we do the second method, we still end up with the same result. So guys, I believe that from now, everything is clear. So you guys, you can solve any question about integration so far. And then, yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your time. Send this stuff to your friends. People are doing first year engineering, send them. People are doing chemical, electrical, civil, anything. Like when you're studying Mate 1 to university, please send your friend. Knowledge is about sharing, so you don't have to stay with yourself. Share with other people like I'm doing. So if you see there is some mistake of what you are doing, you are more than welcome to test me. So I really appreciate for your time. So I can't wait to meet you guys again on campus. So please do this and apply that. So you are more than welcome. If you have any questions, send me on WhatsApp and then I will see what I can do. Thank you for your time, and then I will see you next time. Thank you guys. Bye. And also one thing before I left, please, you guys, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, especially people are doing chemical engineering, electrical and civil. So you guys kind of must. But I'm sorry for saying must, but just please subscribe for supportive, you know. So it's very important you guys will support me. Like I'm doing, help you out to achieve your degree. So it's also very important you guys, you give back something. It's not really a must because I know that God is the faithfulness to me. Is the one who's going to provide people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But I'm just going to say something as a human being, you know. God already plays part and then I have to play my part. So guys, keep safe and God bless you. And yeah, understand well. And special for chemical, you guys, you're writing Monday. All the best for your test. Yeah.